Here we go again. All right, folks, I think this might be the third or fourth week in a row that I've had to start the show off on a sad note. I hate having to start another show off like this, but here we go. This time, this hits very close to home. Literally, this hits close to home because it's right here in the city of Gary, Indiana. Our local son, Mr. Junior Bridgeman, rest in peace, has passed away at the age of 71. I just literally paid tribute to him on this show. Let me see what day what day was that I paid tribute to him on this show. Let me see because it just was very recent. Let me look at when I was let me look at the videos here. What day was that? Okay, that was 2 weeks ago on February the 21st. February the 21st, I just gave him his propers for doing a job well done. He was in Forbes, on the Forbes list for becoming a billionaire. And you guys know I don't believe anybody should be a billionaire. I don't believe in that that it's good for society to hoard wealth. But from everything I've heard, he was a relatively decent man who always helped his community and always helped different people out. He mentored a lot of young black men and helped them avoid the pitfalls of success. So I give him his props. He was 71 years old. He passed away on March 11th, which is just a few days ago. He suffered a medical emergency during a fundraiser. He was raising funds for a good cause at the Galt House Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky. Now that's important because he actually played for the University of Kentucky. The University of Kentucky in the 70s, one of the greatest players they ever had. Everyone, one of the best players they ever had at the University of Louisville. Then he went on to the NBA, played for the Milwaukee Bucks for the better part of a decade. Probably best known for being a part of the trade that brought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to LA. I think I talked about that on Tuesday when it was breaking news. But Junior Bridgeman was actually drafted by the LA Lakers. He was going to the Lakers, and then they traded him for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So Kareem went to LA, and Junior Bridgeman went to Milwaukee, and the rest is history. That might be one until this Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade. That was considered the biggest trade in NBA history. Kareem going to LA basically changed NBA history. They went to, I believe, 8 NBA finals during the 80s, won 5, went 5-3 in the finals in the decade. That doesn't happen without the trade for, sending Junior Bridgeman to Milwaukee and sending Kareem to LA. The NBA would be totally different. So he's an incredible, he was an incredible part of NBA history. He became the president of the Players Association in the NBA, helped them start getting that big money in the mid to late 80s when guys first started getting the money. And then he went into business after his playing career was over. This man made about $3 million as an NBA player in a little bit over a decade. He made $3 million. And unlike Michael Jordan, unlike LeBron James, unlike Tiger Woods, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Messi, and Steph Curry, and all these other athletes you hear about being billionaires now, or being close to being billionaires, he didn't make that from endorsements or his salary. No. He made all of that with his business acumen. Virtually all of it. He made $3 million as a player, and he didn't have a bunch of endorsements like Michael Jordan and those. He didn't have Nike and the Gatorade. No. He made all of that money in business. You know, and he was a model on how to not go broke after your playing career is over. And so it really was a good thing to see people like Shaquille O'Neal. If you listened on Tuesday when I broke the news, I actually played Shaquille O'Neal talking about the effect that Junior Bridgeman had on him. People like RG3, Charles Barkley, all these young, well, black men, but who were young when he was an elder to them. He mentored all these young black men, taught them a lot about financial literacy so that they would not go broke after they got done playing. And that's one of those things that I've said for a long time that we need black people who made it to do, is to mentor younger black people. Junior Bridgeman didn't just talk about it, he did it. He mentored a ton of young black athletes and gave them the advice they needed to not end up in the poorhouse like so many athletes you see after their playing careers. He was being interviewed at the 45th annual leadership luncheon on scouting when suddenly he grabbed his chest and expressed that he thought he was having a heart attack before collapsing. Emergency medical personnel were called and he was taken away in an ambulance. Despite the efforts to help him, he passed away later on in the evening. You know, his impact on the sport of basketball was great, but his impact on society was even bigger. So rest in peace to him. And you know, it's crazy. I know so many people who know him. My mother went to school with him. I think my uncle did too. I think a lot of people walking around here in East Chicago and Gary and Hammond, like, probably played against him, knew him personally, and have fond memories of him. And so, you know, this is a really big story for here in Northwest Indiana. He will not be forgotten. He may be gone, but he will not be forgotten anytime soon. My thoughts and prayers to his wife, that they said he was married to for a very long time, his children. His daughter actually runs Ebony Jet magazine that he bought. He bought Ebony Jet magazine, and now his daughter's running it. My thoughts and prayers to all of them. Really, it really is a tragic situation. So rest in peace to Junior Bridgeman. Unfortunately, he wasn't the only death that we had in the last week or so. Last Friday, right while I was doing this show, we found out that D'Wayne Wiggins from Tony Toni Tone passed away, and he was only 64. He died in his home in Oakland, California, after a battle with bladder cancer that lasted only a year. His family announced his passing via a statement on social media, noting that he was surrounded by his loved ones at the time of his death. Wiggins was a key figure in the group Tony Toni Tone, that were known for groups hits like Anniversary, It's Your Anniversary, and Feels Good, which I hear on this station all the time. Like, pretty much we play Tony Toni Tone's It Feels Good all the time on this station. He'd been dealing with medical complications prior to his passing, according to the statement from his family. his death marks the loss of a huge contributor to neo soul and R&B. One thing I was really glad to see, just like with Junior Bridgeman, D'Wayne Wiggins was a mentor to young black people. A lot of people don't know this, but you might not know who Beyonce Knowles is right now. Yeah, that Beyonce, if it wasn't for D'Wayne Wiggins. D'Wayne Wiggins discovered Beyonce, and actually he was in a lot of the different, he's been in a lot of different documentaries and different programs that they've had about Beyonce and how she got to where she was over the years. This man was such an honest man and such a good man. And this is important to highlight this, that when he signed Beyonce and Destiny's Child, he brought them out to Oakland, California. He put them in a 6-bedroom house, taught them how to record, taught them how to produce. And this isn't me saying it. This is Matthew Knowles saying it, because when D'Wayne Wiggins passed away, Matthew Knowles actually released a lot of the documentary footage of Destiny's Child, learning all that stuff from D'Wayne Wiggins. And D'Wayne Wiggins, after all that, because this is actually why he was still in Tony Toni Tone. Tony Toni Tone really broke up in 1996. That was when they put out their last record. At that same time is when he was getting started with Destiny's Child, with Beyonce in it. He actually realized that this group was so talented, this group of young girls were so talented, that he was not the right person to get them to where they needed to go. And so he said to Beyonce's father, who was her manager, and he said, look, I'm going to let you guys go somewhere else. He actually helped them find another record deal somewhere else. I believe it was with Columbia Records. He said, you guys look, I am not equipped to get you guys where you deserve to be. You guys go sign with somebody else. Now, a lot of people would have had that lottery ticket and seen Beyonce and Kelly and the other girls and said, I'm going to make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars off this. I'm not going to let anybody near this. But no, he said, look, I'm pretty small time. I'm mostly a musician. I'm not good at this type of stuff. Let me send these girls off to go be with somebody else. And the rest is history. Now we have Destiny's Child, one of the biggest girl groups in history. And we have Beyonce Knowles, who's one of the biggest, probably handful of biggest stars in the history of the music industry. All comes back to Mr. D'Wayne Wiggins, who was a founding member of Tony Toni Tone with his brother Raphael Wiggins, who now goes by Raphael Sadiq, and their cousin. I forgot what their cousin's name was, but yeah, definitely will be missed, and definitely a brilliant musician, and sounds like an even better man. So before we go to break here, we're gonna pay some tribute to Mr. D'Wayne Wiggins with my favorite performance of his in Tony Toni Tone. This is Whatever You Want, one of my favorite songs from Tony Toni Tone, here on WLTH 1370 AM. Rest in peace to him. Junior Bridgeman as well. We'll be right back.
I don't wish you no bad luck, baby. Don't wish you no strain. I only wanted to expose your life to the finer things. I offer you my company, girl. You don't need no sympathy, you just need someone who cares. Whatever you want. Show you my new ride, or take you shopping out on the town with the maid. I'll go out of my way to make sure you have everything. And I want to be the one who will always be there to give you whatever you want. Whenever you need me. Girl, whatever you want. Whenever you need me. So to run a game on you, just sure as my name is no way. Now I'll be there for you and I'll treat you just like the queen and give you fine things. Don't worry about another in your place. Believe me when I say whatever you want, girl. Whenever you need me. Whatever you want. Whenever you need me, call. Now you know I've never been the type to have a loss of words. So I tell you these feelings I have for you, they are so true, girl. I heard someone say that love can be so blind, yeah. I'll give you your space to go, and you know I'll always be there. What makes you think that I will try to run a game on you? Just as sure as my name is no way. I'll be there for you, and I will treat you just like the queen and give you fine things. Never had to worry about another in your place. So believe me when I say whatever you want. Whenever you need me. Whatever you want, girl. Whenever you need me. Girl, I will be right there for you. Whenever you need me, just call. Whatever you want, girl. Whenever you need me, call. Whenever you need me, call. Whenever you need.
Right. I heard that.